Meredith Marakovits is standing by with the Clubhouse Report, brought to you by Empire City Casino. Let's play. And in the wake of Sunday and some of the injuries that they've had lately, the Yankees had to make a variety of roster moves. So tell us about that.
Well, Bob, they were forced to. You saw Francisco Cervelli go down with a hamstring injury. He was placed on the 60-day DL with that injury. Also, Shane Green optioned after Sunday night's contest to AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. As a result, there were two open roster spots. John Ryan Murphy was recalled from AAA. He will be the backup catcher for the Yankees. Also, Scott Sizemore was signed to a major league contract and added to the 25-man roster. And really an interesting story of perseverance for Sizemore. He spent pretty much 2 years battling back from knee surgery, had surgery to repair a torn left ACL, and he admitted in the clubhouse earlier today that there were points in time when he didn't know if he was going to make it back on the field and didn't know if he was going to make it back to the big leagues, but he really credited his wife, Brooke, for sticking by him, continuing to encourage him, and really never letting him give up. He said there were ups and downs, good days and bad days, and during those bad days, she made sure that he never stayed down too long, and really, it was a journey and hard work that paid off for Scott Sizemore because he finds himself in this afternoon's starting lineup. Let's take a look at that lineup presented by Lexus. And as you can see, things up at the top of the order pretty similar. Brett Gardner playing left field and leading off. Carlos Beltran batting second, playing right field. Jacoby Ellsbury, your number 3 hitter, playing center field. Alfonso Soriano, the cleanup hitter, DHing this afternoon. Brian McCann is behind the plate. Yankees Solarte will play second base. Kelly Johnson in there at first base. Dean Anna is your shortstop. And Scott Sizemore, as I mentioned, back in the big leagues, will bat ninth and play third base.
All right, so Derek Jeter obviously not in the afternoon lineup. We know it's not really an injury situation with him anymore. He will play at night. At least that's the way that Joe Girardi has it scheduled. Now, there are some other players with injury situations that we need updates on, so tell us about them.
Well, some guys still on the DL, and we'll start with Mark Teixeira. He's already down in Tampa. He has a workout day today, and then expect him to play in some extended spring games to see some at-bats in the next couple of days, and he's eligible to come off the DL on Sunday, and the Yankees are expecting him to be ready. Until that point in time, it looks as though Scott Sizemore will probably be the backup first baseman. Now, he hasn't really played a lot of first, had taken some grounders, would have to borrow somebody's first baseman glove, but feels as though he is capable in the event that the Yankees need him. Joe Girardi also saying Yankees Solarte could potentially play that position. And we saw Beltran there on Sunday night, but that is a distant option. Joe Girardi certainly doesn't want to go there unless it's an emergency, which the Yankees are hoping does not happen again. Also, another guy that is on the mend, David Robertson. He's expected to throw a bullpen tomorrow. Then he'll have an off day on Friday. Then he'll throw in a sim game thereafter as long as everything is okay. Now, he's eligible to come off the DL on Tuesday in Boston. Fully expects that he will be ready to go as well, so that'll definitely bolster that bullpen, which really has been pitching well in his absence. And Brian Roberts, we learned on Saturday that he was having some back issues. On Saturday, he felt as though the offense not quite there for him yet, so prior to the game, he took some extra swings in the cage, and he thinks he may have overdone it a little bit, felt some tightness, felt some soreness in that lower back. Now, with his injury history, the Yankees certainly didn't want to take any chances, so as a result, they sent him for a precautionary MRI. That came back negative. He said he felt as though he could play today, but Joe Girardi gonna stay away from him if he could in both games today, so expect to see him maybe on the field come Tampa.
Meredith, quick sidebar. You look like you're really enjoying the wind chill out there.
Oh, it's fantastic. I'm trying not to get blown over here. As you can see, the hair blown this way. It's kind of like I'm in a music video, Bob.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? Apropos maybe because it's the Cubs and they're bringing Chicago weather, I guess, here in the spring. But it is the Cubs in town. Alfonso Soriano playing against his former team. And I know in reading from the Cubs' perspective, a lot of his former teammates were very excited to see him.
They were, and he said he still keeps in touch with a couple of guys, spoke to a few yesterday, but said he didn't have the opportunity to meet up with them, saying it is just too cold out there. I didn't want to leave my house on that off day that wasn't planned with all the rain yesterday. But he spent a lot of time in Chicago. It was a place that was very near and dear to his heart. He said he still has a lot of friends there. He enjoyed his time there, but the Yankees are certainly happy to have him. If you look at his production since coming over, it's really been fantastic. He joined the team July July 26th of 2013, played 70 games since, 250 average, but look at the home runs, 20, drove in 54. And Joe Girardi is a guy that will tell you Alfonso Soriano can be streaky offensively, but when he's hot, he's a guy that can single-handedly carry this team. Now, he was 0 for 4 Sunday night against Boston, but has 4 hits in his last 12 at-bats, and it was really that game in Toronto when he got hit by a pitch. He later had a big hit in that game that he felt as though really allowed him to loosen up at the plate, get a little bit more comfortable, got the first hit of the season out of the way, and you've seen him have a lot of success offensively since that point in time, but he's certainly going to have a different feel. He said it might be a little weird being on this side and seeing the guys on the other side, but at the end of the day, it is business. And he also added when he was with the Cubs, he felt as though, and it's pretty clear they're a team that's planning for the future, and he said at the time he was a guy that was concerned with the present, wanted to win today, and realized that probably wasn't the direction the organization is going. So happy to be with a team that has the commitment of winning right now.